Welcome back all to Mudstomp Solves, the channel where we do cardboard puzzles, 3D puzzles, block builds, anything basically that is putting one and one together to make something with or without instructions. Today I've got another mini block build. We've got this set here and I'm going to build the fries, Foodie Friends fries, on camera. So I've got the instructions out ready to go. I'm going to get straight into it basically. It's sort of one of those things again, these sets I've been finding really wonderful to have a go at. It's the kind of thing where I think that it's a lot of fun, they're really easy to do, they hold together really well, they're really nice little demonstration pieces down the track, and for a large part of it, they're very cheap for the number of blocks to cost ratio. Generally speaking, I think I'm usually aiming for around, I think it's $1 for 100 blocks, something like that. Doesn't happen with all of the Anko block sets, these mini blocks from Kmart, but it does happen with quite a lot of them, and particularly the earlier ones, they were really good with this, and some of the big ones in especially are quite well off when it, you know, ratio wise, cost to number of blocks, I guess you'll say, we would say, I'm saying. So yeah, anyway, it's this was another set that came out probably sort of midway into their rotation up till present, I guess. So a slightly bit older set, but I have seen it cycled back in, gone out and come back again, so I think it's definitely still available if you're after it at some point. But these are like, yeah, these are neat little creations, I guess, food related characters, and they're a lot of fun. Some of the best things I find about this particular style of set is that you get something that's quite robust, like a little figure or whatever, but they're largely hollow in the inside, so they're quite, what do you call it, light for how big they are. Not that they're going to be heavy anyway, they're quite tiny and, you know, they fit in my hand kind of business. Excuse the movement of block sound in the background as I'm trying to find all these pieces. But yeah, they, once as always, they have really nice overlaps in the pieces. They really have a variety of pieces, and it just means that overall it's a really fun build to do for the most part, and I find that you get a really good figure out of it. So yeah, I'm always happy to have a go at these again. Most of them start off with this basic sort of patterning on the bottom where you have a layer and you've got to build another layer on top just to get you started basically. It's not too bad for the most part, but I do find that I spend a fair amount of time trying to line up the first layer with the second one. I'm just having a look because this one goes outwards, so that's going to be on there. And it can be a bit flimsy trying to figure it out to begin with, unfortunately, but once you get a few blocks in there, it usually neatens up enough that you've got something to work with. So yeah, I will say too, these are very small pieces for the mini blocks, so they're definitely not for very, very young kids, but my daughter, for instance, has gotten into them recently. If you haven't seen my recent video, about 2-3 videos back, we built unicorn builds out of mini blocks for her. I'm just having a look at this. I feel like I've missed something here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So that should line up perfectly with that. Oh, that's why that's not supposed to line up there. It's supposed to be there. Alrighty. So yeah, they were lovely builds, and she really enjoyed doing that. So yeah, excuse me while I try to line these up. This is where, again, getting the layers started can be a bit of a difficulty. Hang on, that's supposed to be offset by 1. Sorry. There we go. I'm just going to get this first chunk done, and then I'll set you off into time-lapse world as I get through the bulk of the build after that. And then, yeah, come back at the end to show off, basically. Show off all the different pieces. So yeah, it's sort of yeah, they're a lot of fun, and I think for anybody who's sort of a bit, I don't know, technical minded, I guess. If you're really into sort of just tiny, fun builds and creations that you can stick on your shelf, I definitely recommend this as a good option. They've kept, as I said, my daughter's getting into them. They've kept me busy for a long time. I have some really big builds coming up that I'm going to show off soon, hopefully. I've got a, in particular, there's a couple of boat type builds and yeah, just some things like that, so they're going to be fun. That being said, I'm also wanting to get my Lego wave done very soon, so that's probably a bit higher priority in a way, but I am working on a dinosaur related set of builds at the moment for my younger sons, so that's sort of, because that's something they want, it's a high priority for Dad to do, so, which is fine, I don't mind. It's nice to get things done for them, so yeah. Alright, we're getting there with this layer. It's taken a bit longer than I would have liked, but anyway, them's the breaks when you're trying to figure it out bit by bit. It goes there. And that should be a 3x2 in here. Yeah, so it's, again, it's a nice overlap. You can see the pieces are getting overlapped nicely in the sense of you go from big to small, small to big sort of business, which does make it relatively straightforward to sort of connect them and have fairly solid connections. I will say again, like in most builds, there's only really one or two pieces that I have a bit of difficulty getting to connect and stay in the right spot and that kind of thing. And usually it comes down to the fact that they're an overhanging piece or something like that, and you're always going to have troubles with those sorts of pieces. There's just no escaping it, unfortunately, and that's fine. It's part of building block things. Lego has the same problems, I find, but it is nice to try and yeah, well, it's nice when you don't have to have too many of them, I'll put it that way. And again, this is the kind of scenario where you don't have to have too many of them, fortunately. Let me line this piece up, that goes there, and we're almost done with our first two layers, so here we go. Just had a little bit of a fruit fly or something go by. Okay, come on. These single blocks are some of the worst because you've got to push them in and against the other pieces to square them up. So yeah, all right, well, that's the first layer done, and I'm gonna go to a time lapse for the rest of this because that's already 8 minutes in, and there are a total of 26 steps roughly, so we've got a few steps to go. So I'm going to show that off, and yeah, we'll catch you on the other side when they're finished. All right, hope you enjoy. Alrighty then, so last couple of steps, using a new method of recording audio on this video, so I'm hoping it's going to work out well. But yeah, as you can see, we're almost done. Only a few more pieces to go, which for I don't remember how many steps it was, for so many steps. Well, not steps, sorry. We're up to step 22. What I mean is, sorry, quick glance, 9, number of pieces is what I'm talking about. Let me have a look 1 second. Where do we go? Sorry, bits and pieces everywhere. Yeah, 432 pieces, the box says. So there you go. Just getting one other thing down. Do apologise for the pause, but brain's halfway with it at the moment. So yeah. So yeah, as I was saying, for 432 pieces, it's not too bad a process, I find. And as per usual with these builds, it's a lot of fun. My fingers do get the workout, of course. These little pointy bits aren't the most comfortable after a lot of pieces, but that's okay. I will say too, I'm going to show you something towards the end of the video for an upcoming thing, but yeah, I don't know, I'm always blown away by these sets. I just find them, as I say in every single video, the quality of the build and so forth is just so enjoyable. And what you end up with as a finished product is just a lot of fun. I mean, look at that cute face. How can anyone not enjoy that, hey? And as I said in the last block build video with my daughter, the unicorns, very cute unicorns, and she is really enjoying that. She's got all her little blocks set up on her bedside table now, because she's got a few different ones. She got a couple a while ago. She built herself. Excuse me. Those were small sets. They were, I think they were around 200 to 250 pieces from memory, and the unicorns were around, I want to say 800. Can't remember off the top of my head. So yeah, this is a nice balance in between 400. The unicorns are obviously a lot bigger than this, at least twice the size, which would make sense with the piece count, but obviously you get a lot more, you get a lot of bigger blocks is how I'll say. So you get a lot of plates and things that are quite large in the bigger builds. So compared to this sort of a smaller build where you get a lot of these smaller pieces to make up all the shapes and that, when you're doing a very big build, obviously you've got a lot of, you know, you've got to, for argument's sake, you've got to fill in the body of the unicorn. So that's going to be, yeah, quite a large area that again gets filled in by plates, and then you might even have a cavity in the middle as well, which is really handy, because it means you're not filling in everything and you get to create volume of the creation much quicker, obviously. But yeah, I'm actually surprised. I was feeling a bit like this was dragging on a few moments back, but I'm actually right at the end, so that's kind of cool. And I have been a little bit surprised actually at how quickly it's gone together. I think I often forget when I'm working on some of the bigger sets how quickly these little ones come together, which is nice. You know, I sit down and have this done in an evening basically. So if you can't tell what I'm doing here, when I put the single studs on, excuse me, when I put the single studs on, I push the piece down against the flat desk so it pushes the stud level with the whatever piece it's on. So in this case, the leg for the feet of the little piece. So yeah, that's that one done then, which is a lovely set. And if you know anything from all my previous videos, you know that I've pre-done the 3 others in the set. So you can see in the box there are 4. So we have the chips, we have the pineapple, we have a hamburger, and we have the avocado, and they all look just cute and gorgeous to say the least. So yeah, I will say again, they've been lovely builds. I'm actually appreciate, like, the pineapple's got these leaf bits that are a bit different. The avocado's been an interesting build, being a half an avocado essentially. The hamburger was kind of curious because of how all the layering worked to create the lettuce and cheese and stuff. So although at the back it's fairly plain and ordinary, it's sort of, yeah, it's sort of got different bits, and the yellow blocks on the bun to be poppy seeds, I guess. Loosened the foot by accident there. My younger sons have been bugging me to get a hands on these. I'm still in debate about giving them to the younger kids, not because I'm concerned about them eating the pieces or anything, but they tend to break them apart a lot. We had the bird set I did, they took some of them, and within minutes they'd broken wings and things like that. These are a little bit more robust in that they're solid round shapes. But yeah, still sort of a bit here and there. You know, I was mentioning before, so there's something else I've been working on. This is all I'm going to show you, so you can have a guess. Maybe you can pop a comment and have a guess as to what you think it will be or where it will end up. But this is an upcoming video, probably, I don't know, probably about 4 videos or something time, so in about a month. I'm working on this in the background. So yeah, as you can see, it's quite large. This piece is unfinished, I will add. This isn't a complete section in that sense. There's a lot more to go on it. So yeah, that's coming up, like I said, in about a month, 4 videos or so, I think. If you haven't noticed, or maybe I mentioned enough, I don't know. Anyway, obviously one of my New Year's goals was to get 52 videos out this year. And I think it was either 30 or 50,000 puzzle pieces done. Obviously the 3,000 puzzle last week has made it a good chunk into that. I've got a lot of puzzle projects planned. I'm trying to do a puzzle video every second week and something in between. So far it's been block builds, but there are some other things coming. The wooden contraption, a different type of block build, and there's excuse me, I mentioned something, the millennial puzzle or something a while ago. I want to have a go at that soon too. But yeah, I'm trying to do sort of bigger builds here and there, and I'm basically switching in small things to fill in between, because essentially I can get this done. So for example, the avocado, pineapple and hamburger I got done through the weeks, just in between things, and then I did the chips in one day, half a day, you know, just intermingled with other things. And so that this video is very easy to produce, so to speak, in a day, which means that for the week that video is, that gives me the whole week towards something else. So I'm going to spend the next couple of days working on another project, and then the last end of the week working on a 3rd project. So then I'm 2 videos up, hopefully, and then I can do a bigger video the 3 weeks down the track kind of idea. That's where this kind of comes into it as well. It's another background one. There's about 3 things I'm kind of hoping to work in the background at the moment, 4 possibly, depending on how you look at it. So yeah, lots coming, but I'm really enjoying building all these things, and I hope you're really enjoying the videos. So as per usual, if you want to keep me going, you know the things to do, the like, subscribe, comment and so forth. Maybe share it with a friend, who knows. But otherwise, yeah, if you're interested in seeing anything in particular that I've mentioned on the channel before, please feel free to let me know. I am trying to work through my backlog of stuff. For example, I've got some puzzles I picked up from the op shop ages ago that a particular viewer gave to the op shop. So I'm hoping to get back to those. Probably be one of them in between showing this and one after, or something like that. But anyway, so yeah, there's a lot rolling around, and I'm clearing my shelf off of all my to-dos, so then I can fix my shelf up and I'll show off my shelf with all the little builds and things like that. So yeah, lots going on. So once again, thank you for watching, and I'll look forward to catching you in the next video. I'll stomp out. Bye.